If unwanted thoughts are taking over, don't wait to get help. Visit nocd.com to book a free call with their team.
If you want to get our shows ad-free and our exclusive shows, go to patreon.com/kindafunny.
Today's gaming news stories include Disney may be interested in acquiring Epic at some point, Eidos Montreal is in big trouble, and Pokemon Pokopia is getting an unexpected crossover. Well, all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing, Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the tastemaker, Roger McCorney.
I may be interested in acquiring a Subway sandwich at some point.
Yeah?
That's the level of, a business decision that I'm at
I
right
might
now.
be interested in acquiring a Wendy's Baconator.
Oh, okay. I like
love a
that.
Baconator.
I like that. The Junior Baconator, though.
The son of Baconator.
The son of Baconator. Yeah, I apologize.
Why don't they just call it a Baconator Jr.?
Well, no, son of it's like, it's the Terminator.
Oh.
Well, no, actually.
Is there anything called the son of Terminator, Roger?
I was like,
What
okay,
are
yeah,
you
son of
talking about?
Terminator. I was with you for a second.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what Terminator did you watch?
I don't know. It's like maybe a Son of Terminator spinoff. Maybe it was like an animated show. He's like, I'm the little Terminator.
Son of
you know what I mean?
Terminator? Is that the one with Christian Bale?
Yeah, that was when he screamed out the people off set with that incredible that incredible audio. Remember that?
Oh, I remember that audio.
That was awesome.
It's
That was
that
great.
and the Mel Gibson audio. Mixed up.
And was it also we were talking about like all the racist tirade? No, he wasn't racist. The Christian Bale one was the Mel Gibson one racist. That was
Mel Gibson, yes. The Mel Gibson, yes, it was racist.
David Hasselhoff was racist too, right?
Oh,
Him eating the cheeseburger.
Did he do one of them ones?
Yeah, he was eating a cheeseburger, right? And like, chat, let
I
me
missed
know.
that one.
He was eating a cheeseburger.
Damn, he was my hero from the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah,
you
that was
know?
the movie. Yeah, see, he could have reinvented his career just off that, because we had a whole generation of people who was like, I don't know who
I don't know who
is.
the hell David Hasselhoff
I don't know who the
is.
fuck this guy
I was
is.
like 10 years old being like, yo, I'll watch Baywatch.
He saved SpongeBob right there. That was incredible.
And he didn't follow. He followed up on that way too late. Because
Yeah.
I don't feel like I saw him again until the recent SpongeBob game that came out, where he like pops up every once in a while, and it's like really fucking
Wait,
weird.
what? He's
Yeah.
in the SpongeBob game?
Yeah, he's in the
That's pretty cool.
recent SpongeBob game
That's
as
pretty
like
sick.
like every once in a while, like a collectible. It's really funny.
Somebody says Hulk Hogan had one, right? Yes, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yes.
Listen, you fucking put up a dart. give me like a page of older white celebrities. Give me a dart. I'll throw it at him, and there's a chance. There's a strong chance that they
There's a
went on
lot.
a racist tirade that got recorded at some point.
Yeah. That was going crazy over there.
I want to bring in a super chat from
Oh, wow.
What up?
No, go.
Oh, at Dolphin Corn writes in and says, what did y'all give me for Trans Visibility Day?
Oh.
Of course, happy Trans Visibility Day.
Hell yeah.
I only got one gift, so you and Kabal
Reading-
have to fight for it. You know what I mean? But that's really
Everyone has to
exciting.
share.
And then I want to bring
great.
in one from Alec Cross One, who writes in and says, happy KF on Actually Day to those who celebrate.
Let's talk about it.
Really excited for
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
that. And that premieres at 4 p.m.
Give the
Pacific
pitch to
Standard
everybody
Time.
who doesn't know. Some people don't know Dropout. People don't know about.
If you don't know
You going over
Dropout,
there.
what are you doing? You know what I mean? Dropout is the subscription service that you need to have. I don't even know how to boil them down, right? They're a comedy, I want to say channel, but like
Channel. I would say, yeah,
comedy channel,
subscription service.
right? They have on there a lot of improv content, a lot of like D&D content, and like a lot of content with personalities that you know, right? People who do improv, people like Iffy, people like Brian David Gilbert, Brendan Lee Mulligan, like the list goes on of really talented people that show up on Dropout. Actually is a show hosted by the homie Iffy. That is a game show where basically they'll read nerdy prompts and the contestants have to figure out what's wrong with the prompt,
It's
right?
actually.
Yeah, you have to say, actually, this guy didn't die at the end or whatever it
Yeah.
is. And so it was a really good episode. You should go check it out, especially if you have the Dropout subscription. The subscription isn't expensive if
No.
you want to pay I want to say $7, somewhere around there.
Very fair subscription. You get a lot of content.
Get a whole lot of content. on there.
And it's you, Andy Cortez, and a lot of peers. Correct?
yeah,
That's exciting.
a
I'm
stacked lineup
excited to
of
check
people.
that out, everybody.
yeah.
So check that out tonight.
4 p.m. Pacific
Hell
Standard Time.
Yeah.
Really excited for that. I'm really excited to talk about video game news with you, Roger, because remember, if you're watching live, you can be a part of the show by super chatting in over on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. Remember, we couldn't do this without our producers over on patreon.com/kindoffunny. So thank you to Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Starting with our number one, Disney may be interested in acquiring Epic Games at some point, it has been claimed. This is from Chris Scullion at Video Games Chronicle. Disney may be considering an attempt to acquire Epic Games in the future, with senior executives reportedly divided on whether to pursue it, according to a veteran tech reporter. Disney and Epic have a long-standing working relationship. The latter has contributed Unreal Engine technology to various Disney theme park rides and Star Wars movies, for example, while Fortnite has played home to numerous Disney season collaborations and live events, including Marvel and Star Wars themed ones. Back in February 2024, the Walt Disney Company also announced that it was making a $1.5 billion investment to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games, which would include the creation of a new persistent, quote, games and entertainment universe connected to Fortnite. This could one day extend to acquiring Epic outright, according to a tech journalist and former Verge deputy editor Alex Heath, who recently appeared on podcast The Town with Matt Belloni to discuss... Matt Belloni. Baloney is a different thing. To discuss a number of... Do you listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, how do you know that? To discuss a number of tech topics, including the current state of Epic Games, which reported last week that it was laying off more than 1,000 employees. After Belloni said he had heard rumors that Disney wanted to buy Epic Games at some point, Heath stated that he knew of some senior members at Disney who are considering such a move. Quote, I know for a fact there are senior executives in Disney who want them to buy Epic and are just waiting for that moment, Heath said. And then there's others who think it's a bad idea, end quote. Belloni also claimed that new Disney CEO, Josh D'Amaro, who took over from Bob Iger earlier this month, wasn't keen on Disney's $1 billion deal with Sora company OpenAI, which fell through last week, but, quote, was 500% behind this Epic Games relationship that Disney has, where they are developing an open world experience with Fortnite, end quote. Heath stated then that were Epic Games to ever be open to being acquired, Disney would be the most natural home for it for a lot of reasons. For the park integration, can you imagine a Fortnite park to all the open world, integrating Disney IP into it, which they've already announced, and also Disney's gaming platform, and I can see that, end quote. Quote, at the same time, he added, you have to understand Epic is a founder-controlled company, so Tim Sweeney, the founder, has full voting stock control and can make unilateral decisions, and it's really up to him, end quote. Elsewhere in the discussion, Heath explained that while Epic recently reported a downturn in Fortnite engagement, it's still one of the most popular forms of entertainment for young people today, which makes it an attractive prospect for Disney. Heath also pointed out that outside of games, acquiring Epic would also mean acquiring Unreal Engine, which is increasingly being used for film and TV production, including on shows such as The Mandalorian.
Mundo.
Can you believe that yesterday, me, Andy, Greg, and Nick, and Tim went to the movie theater to watch the Mario movie, and there was a poster there for The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes, a movie that's coming out.
A movie
next
that's
month?
really coming out.
That's
Next
a
month?
real movie.
That's a real movie.
That's a real movie.
Mandalorian
And every
Grogu.
single trailer I watch, I'm like, this is the one that's going to show me this is a real movie. And it never does. I watch it, I'm like,
Mandalorian
there's
and
no
Grogu.
way.
That's crazy.
It's a real movie that's coming out. It's the first Star Wars movie in years. We're back.
Mandalorian.
It's an episode of a television show.
Wait, what? Did you ever finish Mandalorian?
I skipped around season 3 and I watched maybe like half of the last episode and I couldn't believe where we ended up. I could not believe
wait, which
where
one?
this
Is that the
awful
one I'm
show
thinking?
has ended up.
Remember when they went their separate ways and then in Book of Boba Fett
my
they
God.
came back?
See, that's where I
together?
stopped.
I could not believe.
I didn't make it to Book of Boba Fett.
And then remember Jack Black and what's her face?
You're not telling me Jack Black is in Star
Yeah,
Wars.
Jack and Lizzo.
Yeah, and Lizzo were in an episode. Yeah,
No.
it really just turned into like silly adventure of the week type of show, and it was just like, what are we?
Can I spoil something for season 3? No, I won't.
Yeah,
do that.
it's been years, Roger.
But here's what,
I can't. No, we should talk about this news story because like I got a lot to say, but also
but
I want to spoil everything about.
before we
season
get
3.
there, right? I don't want to disrespect Lizzo. Shout out Lizzo. But also Bill Burr was
fuck,
in
I forgot
Mandalorian,
about that.
and I
That was
fucking
good.
loved him.
That was
he
good.
was great
That
in
was good
Mandalorian.
stuff.
Shout out Bill Burr.
He's very good in that.
Roger, where do you want to start with this?
With spoiling of season 3?
No, we're not
Oh, okay.
spoiling. Yeah,
fuck,
no,
okay.
no, no.
A lot of things to talk about. It's actually funny. I listen to The Town kind of religiously every episode. I stopped listening to this episode because it was just so much. Because the whole episode was about the breakup with OpenAI and Disney, and I was just like, man, I can't hear about AI ever again. I ended the episode like halfway through with them talking about this stuff, and then of course this news happens right as I stop listening to it. a lot of ways that I can go about this. I mean, and I'm a little bit skeptical of this, not because I don't trust the reporter. It's just more of like how many we haven't really seen many big companies like leak what they're going to acquire. Like this is such a big purchase that like usually you don't hear about this until it happens, right? So it's like it kind of gives me a little bit of pause. They're like, oh, we're talking about it. It's like, are some people talking about it? Is this actually going to happen? Like, this is a big company, right? There's a lot of senior level executives here. I feel like a few conversations of, hey, we're putting a bunch of money into Fortnite. What if we purchase them? Like, I think that's the level of conversation they're having. I don't know if they're actually like, hey, we're trying to make this happen.
Yeah.
And also part of me is like, the time to buy Fortnite would have been like 5 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're at this point now. It's like, do you want to buy Fortnite right now? Like, also, what is this thing that you're putting a bunch of money into? Like this brand new mode, this brand new, game within Fortnite. Like, I think you have to wait until that comes out until be like, okay, this is a massive success. Then we go in, right? I don't think you do that beforehand.
I disagree in the sense that I think we're closer to this happening now more so than we were 2 weeks ago. I think seeing
because of all the layoffs,
yeah. Because of the place where Fortnite's been, right? Like I think it would have been harder to acquire Fortnite at the peak, right? When it's rising, when it's killing it, when it's doing all these things. I think right now as Disney, right, there's a value there that doesn't just lie in the Fortnite world experience, the ESPN island that we keep talking about.
We keep talking about the ESPN.
I keep talking about the ESPN island.
You'll never forget about the ESPN.
So I can go there to Stephen A. Smith in Fortnite form. Let me tell you something. The ESPN.
Oh no!
Oh no! Wait. But I think that's only one facet of it, and I think that's a small facet of it. I think where the value lies is in the totality of what you get with Unreal, with Fortnite, with everything that's Epic as Disney, right? There's a lot there as far as Unreal Engine.
Sure.
And yeah, you're using that for your movies. Yeah, you're using that for your theme parks. Yeah, I think being able to own that and be able to operate that in-house, there's something there. I think when you're talking about Disney, which is a company that is so aimed at families and kids and, being able to kind of be at the forefront of, we got the IP that kids care about, right? Fortnite is an IP that kids care about a lot. And I think beyond just the integration of already existing Disney IP there, I think there's something as far as bringing Fortnite into other parts of Disney, right? Like the article, they lightly mentioned the idea of, what if you could do a Fortnite theme park?
Well, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, because bringing in Fortnite into actual Disneyland or Disney World would make a lot of sense, especially when Josh D'Amaro, who is now heading up Disney or about to, I forget where he is in the pipeline, Bob Iger's leaving after the second time of him leaving. But Josh D'Amaro was the head of parks and also video game division, right? So he understands video games. He understands these experiences, and he's very much coming from that perspective of like, hey, I need to figure out a way to grow the theme parks. I need to figure out how to grow these experiences because when you think about Disney, right, we think about it as such a huge, huge corporation. And it is. It's making a lot of money. But when you look at the stock market, it is kind of just stayed the same for the last 10 years, right? It hasn't really grown as a company. A lot of its biggest IP are the same IP that were big 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? Like they haven't really been able to, even like a big thing like Moana, right? Like they create Moana and then we're doing a remake of Moana again, right? Like they aren't able to create these new massive hits to push forward. So yeah, I do think that Josh is looking forward to the future of what Fortnite can bring to the company. And I think you are right. Like I didn't think about it until just now of like, a Fortnite theme park is pretty sick. Like that makes a lot of sense to have that synergy there. And also talking about bringing in the Unreal side of it all, right? Like as we're talking about this, I was like, oh yeah, they own ILM, which is one of the biggest, VFX houses in the world. Like being able to take their proprietary stuff, mix it with Unreal, like that is a match made in heaven right there. It makes a lot of sense. Again, a little bit of pause of like, if this was actually happening like now, like if they're actually like, hey, we're putting on the money, we're figuring out ways to make this happen, I don't think this would have leaked in this way. I do think that they would have been like, hey, everyone shut the fuck up. Like we're actually going to put a bid in, we're going to make this happen.
Yeah. And that's where I come around to where you're talking about, right? Where we don't know how serious these conversations are, right? Like I'm with you that I don't think they're going to acquire Epic tomorrow, but I fully believe in like, there's conversations happening behind closed doors from high level executives that are like, hey, let's think about this. Like, let's think about this in like a serious matter because this is an option that's on the table for us that could, if you're lining up potential acquisitions for Disney, which I'm sure Disney's always looking at what that board looks like, I think Epic is very high up on that board.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I again I'm so fascinated by what this massive video game within Fortnite is. Like, they are putting so much money behind it. Of course, this wasn't, I mean, I guess Josh was the head of it because he was the head of games at that moment. So this was maybe one of his babies. But I think that, like, that just cannot be, hey, it's just Fortnite. It's a Fortnite world and you're just hanging out with Mickey Mouse. Like, it needs to be something special.
It needs
to have Disney magic that isn't just.
But it's not going to have that, though. And maybe,
it won't be.
And this is me being a hater. I'm not a hater because I like Fortnite. I like playing Fortnite fine. I think when they try to do things, they can be very hit or miss. Yeah. You look at the last week of the things that they shut down, right? Like, but one of the successes they were able to find was Lego Fortnite, and that was a collaboration, and that was them putting in the work to try and do like something bigger, right? But
how much of a hit is that actually, though? You look at those numbers.
I mean, what are the numbers right now?
Every time I look at those numbers, they pale in comparison to everything else. Of course, it's Battle Royale is the biggest thing in the fucking world, right? So you can't really compare it, but still, those numbers aren't as high as you would expect them to be, right? We're talking like tens of thousands.
And that's my thing is I don't expect the Disney experience to be anything beyond that. I think it's going to be, in fact, if we're being real about it, right? Like, do you want to hang out on ESPN Island? I say it as a joke, but I think I need more than just the interactive theme park of Disney within a video game. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I think that's neat for a day. I think Fortnite has a lot of throw shit out a wall and see what sticks type of modes where it's like, okay, this is cool for a day. We played Fortnite Ballistic. That was cool for a day, but we need something that's stickier. And I don't think
original.
I don't think visiting these islands or like hanging out with Mickey Mouse you need it to be a video game.
And the issue is here, like, I think, I don't know, maybe I'm going to be wrong in this assumption, but like, if we're looking at the way that Fortnite has tried so many things, thrown things at the wall, and they just keep on failing. They're trying to be Roblox, right? You look at Roblox, you see what that platform looks like.
Yeah.
You are able to make a small game that is sticky, that gets literally 100,000 players in a day. Like, crazy numbers, insane numbers. And also, these companies are able, like SpongeBob. SpongeBob has a game that I believe had like 40,000 players, like last time I checked. Like insane numbers that are happening just because of the IP, right? Hell's Kitchen game had like 20,000 players at one time, right? Mm-hmm. That is where you want to be for, hey, Disney has a new game. Okay, now it's on Roblox and now it's the biggest thing in the world. Like, that is where kids are and they can click on things. Oh, I know that thing. I'm going to play it. I don't think people are trained, and it clearly shows because they're closing down these games. When they go on Fortnite, I'm going to try other things as much as Roblox, right?
But I think that's what they want, right?
I know.
I think that's
but also shutting down a bunch of games doesn't like invoke confidence of like, hey, I'm going to play these things. Yeah.
But that's the thing is they keep chasing it. It's not sticking as much as it sticks with a Roblox, but I think if you're Fortnite and you're trying to ascend to the next level, which we talk about this all the time, you're the biggest thing in the world. Yeah. You need more money. Do you need No, but they're going to chase it because that's capitalism. If they're looking at the next level to ascend to, it is Roblox.
Yep.
It is, how do we make this a marketplace of games and experiences that are going to, you log into Fortnite and the Mickey Mouse game that was released has hundreds of thousands of concurrents, and like you and I would never realize it because we don't do that in Fortnite, right? Like we're busy playing Screamer and Pokemon, right? But like,
nerd, I'm not playing any of that.
You're playing Pokemon Pokopia.
I'm playing really cool games like Slay the Spire 2. Everybody,
okay, bro. But you know, like the kids are playing those things, right? Like there are communities of people that are flocking to those games because we see that in Roblox, and I think that's what Disney would look at Epic and go, all right, this is what we want. If we acquire Epic, we want to go all the way and make Fortnite like Roblox in terms of integrating these Disney IPs into games in this thing and hopefully being able to blow up and have hundreds of thousands of concurrents for each of these titles.
Yeah, I don't know what Disney can bring to the table that changes that narrative, right? Like what is making a Moana game within Fortnite? Like, is that going to be the thing? Are they going to just make a bunch of these? Are they going to flood the market with it all? Like, what does Disney bring to this other than Disney acquiring what Fortnite's already doing and then just having more brand synergy? Like, I just, because like I look at the numbers of people, I get it. I understand what y'all are saying, but like for context, Corey Cudney says in the chat, right now, Battle Royale has 350K, Reload has 150K, OG has 46K, and Lego has 17K, right? Like, and then if you go to fucking Roblox right now, of course, different beast, but also this is what they're going for, right? So let's compare apples to oranges. Fucking the top trending game on Roblox right now is Sailor Peace, that has 481,000 players right now.
Yeah.
And that is one of the many video games that are going on there. 127K, 115K. Like, Roblox is the platform that you go to play different video games. Like, that is trained within the audience there. I don't think Fortnite internally is as successful at doing that. And I don't know how Disney buying it is going to change that. Again, like, unless they have this incredible idea.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think that stops Disney from
No,
going.
I'm not saying it stops it. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about, if the idea here is that Fortnite in the last 5 years has been trying to change their business model to being more creator focused and building these islands and making things that are different that people go to and say, hey, I want to play different games that are not battle royale. I don't think that they're doing as successful of a job as they internally want to.
Yes.
And I just don't know how Disney coming into that then changes that narrative, unless the Disney Island is something that I could not even fathom right now.
And this is where we come around to acquisition conversations, right? We've seen big acquisitions happen over and over in this industry, and I think we don't talk about them as like, oh hell yeah, an acquisition's happening, but I think people take it like that. So I want to make it very clear, right? Hey, this is bad.
No, yeah. Let's
This
say
is
that.
like, and this is to your point that you're making, that like, if this happens, I think they're going to have those expectations. They're going to try it, and I think they're going to fail. And I think we're going to have a lot of layoffs.
Yeah.
I think the developers that use Unreal Engine are going to suffer. I think the developers that have their games on Epic Game Store, a very generous service when you're talking about the splits and all that stuff, they're going to suffer. Those splits aren't going to exist anymore. Like, this is going to ruin a lot of things.
Yep.
I'm sure some things are going to work as far as what they're looking for, but things that are more beneficial are probably Disney corporate specifically when you're talking about Unreal Engine and incorporating that in more things and like being able to have better synergy between what they do at ILM and Unreal Engine and have less friction and not have to pay the splits and do all that stuff, right?
Yep.
That's going to benefit Disney corporate.
Yep.
What's going to benefit the audience off of this? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, and also you get into the game developer side of it, right? Like, what is a Disney-owned video game, I guess essentially free to use platform like Unreal? What does that look like in the next 5 years after a purchase from one of the biggest corporations in the world, right? Does that just price go up? Does it eventually get, priced out in certain places? Does it become, proprietary? I mean, I don't think they would ever do that because, ILM works with different companies, yada, yada, yada. Like, they have this, hey, we build software, we build these companies, we can work with other things, but maybe it becomes more niche and less player and gamer focused than it is right now, where anyone could download. I can download Unreal right now and start working on it, right?
I also, and I don't think this would be the case, I would worry a little bit about what this would do for Marvel games and Disney games as far as like what those look like, is because we know
they're
Marvel
already in a
games.
weird place right now. So
Yeah, but we're still like, I think they still do a good job of being like, hey, you make Guardians of the Galaxy, hey, you make Spider-Man, hey, you make Blade or whatever. And we'll talk about Guardians of the Galaxy later in the show.
talk about it, yeah.
We'll talk about it. But and same with Disney, right? Like what was it? Disney Dreamlight Island? Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Nailed it.
Mickey and Friends. What's the Mickey and Friends 2D platformer?
Oh fuck.
Disney Illusion
Island.
Something.
I think it's
Island?
Illusion Island, yeah. But stuff like that I think is really, really cool.
I joked about it in chat, but Toontown, bring it back.
I mean, Toontown's already back. I mean, people can.
That's like a fan thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's super popular. People playing it.
Cool.
Big deal.
But do we see those happen less? I don't think so. Because like I think the people who run that shit understand the business better. Like I look at John Drake and I'm like, you understand, you worked at PlayStation, you've been around for long enough, you know what you're doing. And the people that I know from Marvel games and Disney games, I think they know what they're doing enough to where I don't worry as much, but I do worry a little bit.
Yeah,
I do worry
especially if you
bit.
put, I don't know how much Epic Games is going to be worth, right? But this is not a cheap company,
No.
right? Especially if it's privately run and Tim Sweeney's the person that has to, press X to accept, right? Like this is going to be a very, very expensive purchase. So if that money gets taken out of the Disney budget, of course the Disney budget is a lot of money, but they're gonna have to look at the shareholders and be like, hey, we just spent $75 billion on fucking Epic Games. Okay, well maybe we can't make Galactic Racers 2, right? Like maybe we can't look at these other games that we want to spend. Make
What if we made
big
Galactic Racer 2 in Fortnite?
Yeah, exactly. No, truly. Yeah, maybe we can't do Blade 2, but maybe we can do something like it where, Blade hangs out with the, fucking Ghost Rider in this island area. Sucks. But I mean, that is the, if this is actually happens, I could totally see that way of like, hey, we already spent a lot of money here. We got to focus on this thing. We got to focus on, bolstering Epic Games and what they're doing specifically. Or maybe they build up Epic Games and Epic Games becomes like an internal like video game developer for them on top of Fortnite, right? Like maybe we go back to Fortnite and then also we build out some studios to make AA, AAA video games for them. But I doubt that would ever happen.
That scares me, honestly, more.
I know.
Because then they would put out a game and then get shut down right after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I want to bring in a few more super chats. Falcon 4196 writes in and says, an important thing to remember about when talking about Roblox is that it has never been profitable. They had a $300 million loss last quarter. Ain't that just business, though?
Yeah, exactly. Infinite growth.
I drove past the Roblox headquarters on accident.
They sure look profitable.
I'm like, damn, man, this place looks profitable. Damn, I didn't even realize that Roblox was here.
Yeah,
I drove past
it loses a ton of money, but it makes a lot of people some money. So but also like same thing with Netflix, right? Netflix was not profitable for years and years and years. I mean, these are how these tech companies work. So I wouldn't necessarily worry about that too much, but yeah.
Yeah. Blessed with a curse 59 writes in and says, we can't shout out Bill Burr. He sold his soul to the Saudi Arabia after hating on billionaires for so long. I also saw people in chat calling me out about the Lizzo thing. Listen, I forgot Lizzo did that shit. If I'm being real.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of people out there that you just forget are problematic.
And here's the thing, right? This is me being frank. I am not in every single celebrity's business like that. And so give me some grace. Like, sure, give me the context or whatever, and I'll do my own research afterwards and determine how I feel about it. But man, yeah, Chad, I don't know, man. There's a lot of people. Like I said,
There's a lot of people.
Bust out the list. Give me a dart. I'll throw that dart, and more than likely somebody did some
Also,
shit.
we're talking about Bill Burr in his acting role in The Mandalorian, right? Like,
Yeah.
we were a little bit far removed, but I understand the point.
I did say that Bill Burr was an upstanding individual.
You could look directly at the camera and said he has not done anything ever wrong.
Yeah, I looked at the camera and said he's perfect. JBC writes in and says, kiss those Fortnite collabs goodbye if Disney buys
Yes,
Epic.
that's a great point that I meant to get to. Is like, are they actually looking at this as a third-party platform? We're going to keep it going, or hey, James Gunn wants to put Batman in the DCU Batman in Fortnite. We're not going to let him do that. It's only going to be Marvel, only going to be Disney forever now if they buy this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, I could see it 50-50.
Yeah, I would almost like this isn't going to be how it worked, but I'd almost want it to be more like PlayStation with Bungie, even though that didn't go well for them. But where it's like, hey, we own you, but also like keep doing your thing because we want those
like ILM, right? I mean, it's a different scale of things, but like they worked on Sinners, they worked on things that are not, Disney owned, right? So I could see that.
Only Special Features writes in and says, happy birthday to KFBF Ari O'Neil. Show them love. Shout out Ari, the homie. Hell yeah.
Well, they both worked.
Wow, just for Ari.
It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Trains Visibility Day miracle. Destiny DGG Clips writes in and says, is this the beginning of the end for Fortnite? I mean, if Epic is literally raking in billions of dollars every year and it's still not enough for them to pay the bills, then how can they keep going? I wouldn't say beginning of the end, maybe a beginning of a downturn, right? And I know we've already been in the downturn in terms of numbers, according to Epic during the layoffs.
Yeah.
But the store is going to get more expensive. Skins are going to get more expensive. The battle pass is going to get more expensive. Like,
I truly believe that like a lot of this hinges on the Disney situation. Whatever, not them buying it, but the Disney island that they're working on and clearly putting a lot of money and time into. Of like, if that comes out and that's a flop, oof, we're in big trouble. We fucked up here. So yeah, I would wait and see for that.
And then I'll do one more from BG25800 writes in and says, is anyone playing Life is Strange Reunion at KF?
Leanne's is playing it in the background while I play Slay the Spire 2. So I'm hearing some of it. She's enjoying it enough. I'm ignoring it.
It's on my home screen. I've not booted it up yet. Well, because I'm not sure if we said it on this show, right? But like we didn't get codes for it, and so when we don't get codes, the scheduling around reviews gets tougher because the fact of the matter is that the longer a game has been actually out, the less likely that y'all are gonna show up for a review. Like we get less views. It's like diminishing returns when it comes to views. And so like if we beat this game by next week, we're gonna put out a video and nobody's gonna watch it. I'm not gonna say nobody, but like not enough people are gonna watch it is what I'll say. That said, I've been seeing some reviews trickle out that have me interested. I love Life is Strange.
Yep.
And I want to finish the story, like Cody Rhodes.
He did. Did you see the Gunther Seth Rollins thing?
Yeah, I did see that.
That's random.
What's going on?
That's crazy.
Everybody got beat for no reason. Let's move on to story number 2. But before we do, I want to tell you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames, where you can go and get the Kinda Funny membership, which lets you get shows ad-free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
You finally sit down to game. Just you, your controller, and zero responsibilities. When your brain decides that's the perfect time to say, what if I'm secretly a terrible person and everyone can see it but me? And suddenly, relaxing and enjoying yourself is impossible. Instead, your brain grabs onto that thought and will not let it go. Here's the thing, that kind of relentless thought spiral isn't just anxiety. It could also be OCD, a condition that's way too misunderstood and way more common than most people realize. But it doesn't have to be that way. OCD needs ERP, or exposure and response prevention, which is proven to be the most effective treatment, and that's where NoCD comes in. NoCD is the world's leading provider of OCD treatment, and it's covered by insurance for over 138 million Americans. All of their licensed therapists specialize in ERP therapy and will help you learn to take the power away from the intrusive thoughts in live, face-to-face virtual sessions. If unwanted thoughts are taking over, don't wait to get help. Visit nocd.com and book a free call with their team. That's nocd.com.
And we're back with story number 2. Eidos Montreal studio head departs as it lays off another 124 employees across production and support teams. This is Andy Chalk at PC Gamer. Eidos Montreal has imposed another round of layoffs, announcing today that 124 employees have been put out of work. Longtime studio head David Fossey has also left, although it's unclear at this point whether he resigned or was also laid off. Quote, "The reduction in workforce affecting 124 employees is a result of changing project needs and impacts across production and support teams," the studio wrote on LinkedIn. "Today is a difficult day for our studio and reflects the need to adapt and concentrate efforts where Eidos Montreal can be most effective," end quote. Eidos Montreal previously laid off employees in December 2025 and reportedly canceled an undisclosed number of projects in the studio, shifting its focus to co-development of Grounded 2, led by Obsidian, and Playground Games' Fable reboot. The studio had previously laid off roughly 75 people in March 2025 and another 97 employees in January 2024, when it also reportedly canceled a new Deus Ex game. Roger?
It's not surprising because you just see this company just get cut and cut and cut. But honestly, I'm honestly just surprised like how many employees they've had. Like I wonder what that like head count was, or like I guess before this.
Now I wonder what the head count is now.
Right? Like yeah, because we had 124 we laid off just now. Then we had 75 and then 97. So it's like, how big was this freaking studio?
According to Wikipedia, as of 2022, they had 481 employees.
God damn.
So that's between those multiple layoffs, that's a large chunk. Of course, they could have been hiring people as well, but that's a large chunk, no matter how you cut it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into that next story right there, explaining why this all happens. But I mean, my heart goes out to every single person that laid off. I mean, this is just a studio that had some amazing video games, some amazing hits, and then just
studio.
cut. Yeah.
Like I'm of course I love Deus Ex, Human Revolution, and Mankind Divided. Really, really, really dug those games. They went on to make one of those Tomb Raiders.
Shadow.
Yes,
which is a great game, by the way. Got a lot of shit. That's a really good one. That's a really good Tomb Raider game.
And then went on to make Guardians of the Galaxy, a game that I know a lot of people loved, right? And like at the very least was okay to good, but still, like when you play that game, you can see the level of production. I think most people agree that the story was great, right? Like had a lot of good things going for it. And so you hate to see this happen to a studio that's very talented.
Yes.
But let's get more context around it. In story number 3, Eidos Montreal cancels 7+ year in development title that cost hundreds of millions. I'm reading from Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming. Yesterday's Eidos Montreal layoffs were due to the cancellation of Wildlands, a game that had been in development since early 2019. First reported by Insider Gaming in December 2025, the project was known as P11, as it was the 11th project in development at the studio. According to sources, the game had been struggling for years, with 4 different game engines used throughout development, narrative direction conflicts, and a budget that exploded well beyond 9 figures. Which,
that's
beyond 9 figures? That's crazy.
I can't even fathom that number. A lot of numbers.
That's hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's insane.
But when you say I assume they're still in the 9-figure range.
I'm assuming so. I don't think you're hitting a billion.
Yeah, they're not hitting a billion. Because then I'm like, damn, you only laid off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if this game was $1 billion and you canceled it and you still have a company going on there, like honestly, that's up to you guys. That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, I assume they mean like they're in that 9-figure range.
Yeah.
Shit, I lost where I was in the thing. Hold on.
The game's spiraling budget resulted in several.
I lost it. Hold on.
Oh no, he's control Fing everybody. You're right
Yeah,
there. You're
control
above it. Yeah,
9.
where your cursor is up.
Figures.
Right here.
I'm struggling. There it is. Thank you. The game's spiraling budget resulted in several projects at the studio being canceled, including a new Deus Ex game in January 2024, which we talked about. Footage of the game sent to Insider Gaming on the condition that it not go public shows that Wildlands was an open-world third-person action-adventure game in which players would take control of a character named River. River was part of a group of teenagers called Spirit Bounds, who could ward off bad spirits with their magical staffs and ride mythical creatures. River's companion was a giant moose-looking animal called Red Heart, which the player could ride to navigate around the map more quickly. As mentioned in a separate article earlier in the year, the game looked awfully similar to the canceled survival game Wild by Wild Sheet Studio. So much so, in fact, that I thought they were identical projects. However, Wild is believed to be entirely shelved. What's bizarre about Wildlands cancellation is that, according to sources, the game was almost complete. It has recently passed key milestones and was in the debugging phase, with a tentative release date planned for later this year. However, for whatever reason, Embracer probably went cold on the project and felt like any future investment wouldn't be recouped. As to why it took Embracer this long, though, remains to be seen. Crazy story.
This year? What is happening?
I mean, that makes me wonder what the fuck is happening at Embracer.
Yeah.
Like, even if the game was bad, I feel like if you're this far with it, either delay it and work on it more, or if you've ran out of money, like, put out the thing. Of course,
like
marketing
release it and
costs.
see some sort of return.
I mean,
Yeah.
Embracer is clearly hurting in some way. Like, I mean, after that I was thinking about it yesterday, of that awfully embarrassing press conference that they did, where they were like, oh yeah, a bunch of literally it's like, oh, last night a secret investor pulled out, and it was the Saudis, right? I believe that's what was happening.
Yeah.
And then, like, ever since then, like, you've just been hearing, I mean, before that, too, but, like, ever since then, it's been truly ramped up of, like, the Subnautica story. Like, they're hurting. They don't want to pay developers. Things are not going great. I mean, they don't want to pay that $250 million to the Subnautica team, right? Like, it's something's going on at Embracer, something not good, clearly, and the fact that this
Wait,
game...
that's not Embracer, that's Crafton.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, I'm mixing up two things.
I was thinking about it. I was like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're right.
But either way, Embracer still hurting, not doing well.
Is Crafton, I forget where that hierarchy... Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Bracer...
No, Crafton is different, right? Sorry, I fucked up there. But either way, it's still not great. And the fact, it's wild that we have not heard of this game. It was supposed to come out this year, and it was in the hundreds of millions of dollars of budget. Wild stuff, man.
Yeah, this is what I'll say. We gotta stop making games that are like, and you're a moose, or you ride, and we're in the wild. Like, we gotta stop making wilds. Have you, like, because I feel like I see this type of
I
game.
don't know if that's the takeaway from this
It's
story.
one of my
Bless him, to be
takeaways.
real.
Every single time I see a game that has this exact description, it doesn't come out.
Tell me 5.
5? That's a lot.
Maybe, I mean, you said there's a lot.
Wild. Ever wild.
That's true. There's a lot of
Everwild.
wilds.
This.
Neverwild?
No, Everwild.
okay.
The rare game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you had a third one named Neverwild.
Called Neverwild. That'd be crazy if there was another Neverwild thing.
I mean, I kind of, not that I agree with that, but also I don't disagree with that. Like, I don't know, I kind of hear that.
Do you read this description and go, this is a game I want to play?
Exactly,
This
right?
is a game that's going to, like, make waves.
This is a game that's, worth over
figures.
over $100 million.
See, that's the problem. Is like it's not the description of the game, which I think any other company or management that would give it a more realistic budget. I think that comes out and it's fine. It's whatever. It serves its audience. But to like put that much money behind it over the course of so many years, and then just to eat the cost there at the end of it all is the insane part. I'm trying to look through. There was a bunch of threads yesterday just talking about like with this and the Epic layoffs and just everything. It's like, are we at a point now? And this was a conversation amongst a bunch of colleagues of ours in the industry yesterday. Of like, are video games in a crash right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been. Yeah, I feel like we're in that place. I think I saw a similar thread that was like, it was a thread that somebody had just posted at r/games with like one upvote. So shout out to this guy. But
the goat.
But they were like, aside from the game cancellations and the studios closing down and games getting more expensive and the consoles getting more expensive, what else can we expect from the video game crash, and there was like one reply that I was like, the things you listed aren't enough?
Yeah.
Like, we're in the place where it's like, oh, shit's bad.
Yeah.
Right? We're firmly here already. And shit's gonna get worse. And so, yeah, like, I guess it depends on how you define crash, but no matter what, things are in a very bad place.
Yeah, we're not in a crash where people aren't playing video games. I think that's kind of the way that people have talked about it for a while. It's like, oh, like crash means like people have stopped playing video games. It's like, no, people are still playing video games. Just we have too many of them. We have too many video games. They're too expensive. We're taking way too long to make them. And now we're in a place where, yeah, again, a game that is 7+ years in development, over $100 million in the tank right there, ready to come out, is like they're looking at it. It's like it's gonna take X amount of money to market it, X amount of money to support it. If this is something that needs updates, yada yada. It's like we just cut it. Like that's they look at the bottom dollar here, and it's like we have to survive here, and we fucked up here, and we were thinking in 2019, 2020 times when we thought this thing was just gonna keep on going. We could do whatever we wanted here, and they sadly have to pull back because it's bad management here. Of like, okay, well, we can just spend $100 million or something, and of course it's gonna make a profit. Everyone's playing big video game. People love big video game, but people are looking
tired of big video game.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, but it's true. Like, it's not big video game does not mean big success anymore. We can make an Expedition. You can make a smaller video game. These indies are killing it in the market right now. Of course, not all indies
that's the
are
thing.
killing
Like,
it.
I saw somebody earlier in chat was saying, like, indies are doing good. The
Not
indies
all.
that you care about are doing good.
Exactly.
But there are so many indies that aren't doing good, right?
Yes.
If you go to a GDC, if you talk to indie devs, people are panicking trying to figure out what funding looks like, right? Like, people are not funding video games like that in the way that they were in years prior. Like, everybody's feeling it. And here's the thing, right? I think everybody's feeling it. I was gonna say except the audience. The audience is feeling it monetarily because video games are getting more expensive. That said, when you look at the roster of video games that come out, not even every month anymore, not even every week anymore, every day there's a new game to play, right? Like, the quality of video games is there, right? There's exciting games left or right. Like, that's the one part where it's like, okay, cool, we're swimming in good games. But yeah, the business is in a place where things are shifting, moving, people are losing their jobs, and a lot of terrible shit is happening. And yeah, I don't know what that looks like when we're on the other side of it. I don't know if there is another side of it, right? Like, at some point, you would imagine things have to even out to some extent. But I don't know if when we even out, if that's going to look anywhere the way that it looked a few years ago.
Yeah, and also if it's going to be as fruitful for large companies, right? Like, I think there's always going to be those monoliths. There's always going to be those massive corporations that have, maybe there's 2 or 3 of them or 4 of them. Yeah. But I am very skeptical about how many 600 person development studios we can have, right? Like a Eidos Montreal, right? Like, whatever, how big that company is, like, you're going to see way less of those, and I could see a lot of smaller studios popping up, a lot of smaller studios making high quality video games and focusing on that. But
sure.
Yeah, I mean, that is when you talk about the crash of it all, it's like we were in an industry where, again, an Eidos Montreal could survive and could be huge and could be massive, and now it looks around and it's like, okay, well, we can only be 100 people. Like, that's our max level. That is what we can afford. And
if you're putting in 9 figures into video game development, it almost had to be like a big IP game. You know what I mean? It almost had to be an already proven thing. That's where I look at this and I don't contextualize it in the way of the video game crash. I contextualize it more so like, what did management look like on this project, right? You're talking about it being 7+ years in development. I'm like reading this pitch for what this thing is, and I'm like, I'm sure if seeing it is a different thing than reading a report about it. So I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt of like, this probably the game hopefully looks better than what it sounds like to me. But I look at this and I'm like, damn, 9 figures on this thing, and it's Eidos Montreal. They've been working on it for 7+ years. Like, was this going to work? And I'm not. It might sound like I'm coming off anti-new IP, and I'm not anti-new IP. But you got to foster new IP. You got to set it up for success. And when you put in this much money into something that's brand new from an Eidos,
and it's also a gamble, right? Like, you really have to, you have to manage that gamble and say, hey, listen, like, this is a new thing. People don't know what it is. People are so IP driven with everything in their life, right? And every piece of media is IP driven, even if it isn't like outwardly IP driven. It's like, oh, it's from the creator of this thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's very much like, hey, you have to have an IP in order to succeed, it feels like, in all of media, movies especially right now. So if you're going to do this, you have to, as Barrett said, like, you have to pull back and you have to say, this is a $20 million video game. Like, that's as much as we can do, and like, it's going to be a smaller team. It's going to be what Obsidian does, right? Where it's like, hey, we're going to make Pentiment. It's going to be a very small team that's doing this thing, and it's successful because it's very small and we know what this thing is.
Yeah.
You can't if you're going to take a big swing, you have to know, like, there's more of a chance that the studio closes because of this than not. Like, that's what it has to be.
And you have to have, like,
sadly,
like, manage your how you're funding things, and then also manage your expectation on sales reception as well. And that's, like, I think another big thing, especially in the AAA space, of, you know, everybody gambling and putting a fuck ton of money into one project because they're hoping it pays off, like it's going to be a Fortnite or some shit, right? And none of them do, and then they have to close or downscale and all of this shit, which leads to, you know, so many people leaving this industry. It's all fucked. So, you know, don't constantly look for number going up. Look for a stable business practice.
Yeah. Another thing I want to bring in here too, right? Again, we're talking about 7+ year development cycle for this thing. This thing to me sounds like it was bound to fail because you're talking about Eidos, who was previously owned by Square Enix, now owned by Embracer.
Yeah.
You're talking about 9 figures for an Embracer-owned subsidiary putting out a brand new IP game. The company that wants to exploit Lord of the Rings as an IP, right? The company that is looking at Lord of the Rings as their sole savior here.
Yeah.
No, like this game, and that's like, I think that's where we come back to the state of video games, the video game crash. How does the management of this project get involved, right? Like, there are so many factors here at play to why this wouldn't work. And like, I just feel bad for Eidos because I believe that they have people that believe in the idea, and I wish we could have seen it because, like, I'm sure if we saw it,
we will see it one day. I'm sure we will see some gameplay.
I mean, Tom Henderson saw the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
we'll
think
eventually
we'll see it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I just don't think we had any hope here.
No.
When you look at what that looks like between that transition between parent companies and the amount of money it takes to put out something like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, who Embracer
owns THQ, right? Nordic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's incredible that they went from, hey guys, we're gonna bring back THQ, make these small little AA games. We're gonna do fucking Destroy All Humans Reprobed. Now they're like, hey, here's $100+ million, 7+ years.
I
to
think
make
they
this.
were called THQ Nordic and then changed their name to Embracer.
Okay, I think THQ still exists though.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they might still also own.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Incredible stuff, everybody.
it's a whole thing. Yeah, I feel bad for Eidos Montreal. That's kind of where I land here, is that I just feel bad for the studio because, again, talented studio. I believe in the work that they do. They put out banger games, and Square Enix got rid of them.
And they canceled a Deus Ex game, everybody.
Hate it. Story number 4. Pokemon Pokopia is getting an IKEA island. This is from Brandy Berthelsen at Restart. Pokemon Pokopia's Cloud Island feature allows players to visit islands created by other players to see what they've been building, take pictures of items for their 3D printer, and generally gawk in stunned silence at the magnificent creations the community has shared with the world. While everyone has the option to share their personal Cloud Island with the world, a few official islands have also been created and shared by the Pokemon Company since the game's launch on March 5th. And now, the next official island has been announced, and it offers a unique twist. IKEA Island was created in collaboration with the massive retailer to celebrate the brand's 20th anniversary in Japan. From April 1st to June 30th, 2026, IKEA Island will allow visitors to browse spaces inspired by Pikachu and Snorlax, which were designed by IKEA's own interior designers. These spaces will also be recreated in showrooms at IKEA stores throughout Japan, so shoppers can purchase the items they need to recreate the looks in the real world, though it appears the real world showrooms will only remain available until May 10th. IKEA Japan will also hold a Pokemon Pokopia stamp rally in stores, as well as offer foods themed after the game in its store. Wait, hold on. Let me say that whole thing again. IKEA Japan will also hold a Pokemon Pokopia stamp rally in stores, as well as offer foods themed after the game in its in-store restaurants. Both of these activations run from April 18th to May 10th.
What do you think the food is? Like Pikachu's meatballs?
Jesus, Roger.
I mean, they got the Swedish meatballs. What are you talking about?
That's a
do you think they're making unique food? What are you talking about?
I was gonna say like Magikarp sushi or some shit. You're saying
You don't think?
Pikachu
You don't think?
balls?
Meatballs. Swedish.
Roger.
Pikachu's
You're on
yellow
thin ice,
Swedish meatballs.
You're on thin ice, buddy.
Wow,
We don't talk about
that's
Pikachu.
crazy,
Stop
Stop
everybody.
talking
that
about
way.
Pikachu's meaty balls.
Yeah,
okay?
Roger.
Come on.
Can we do this in America? Or is this just a Japan thing? I don't know what's going on here.
Pikachu's balls on your brain.
In my mouth.
Dude, Jesus.
Who
Whoa.
said that? Who said that?
Wow.
Come on, dude.
Does
Be
IKEA?
professional for once.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever stepped foot in IKEA.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to go with me?
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Do they
time.
have the restaurants?
They
in
got
there?
the food in there. They got the Swedish
I don't know what you're
meatballs.
ordering.
Swedish meatballs.
Freak.
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah. What's the difference between the Swedish ones and the?
They're like small little mini ones. They're nice. They got the
Okay.
gravy on the mashed potatoes. You got some cranberries, not some cranberry sauce. You get some other type of cranberry-ish sauce. I think I forget what the
Okay.
name of it is.
On the meatballs?
On the side, it's like a nice little plate. It's like maybe $8. Not bad.
Okay.
Really cheap. It's
I'd try
good.
that.
They got some ice cream there. They got breakfast as well. And the way they do it is when you go there, they set up like all of the furniture they're sitting on eating in the cafeteria is IKEA, of course.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there. You're like, oh shit, I can get this table. It's nice.
Okay.
Good time. Yeah.
Are you gonna visit the IKEA island in your Pokopia game?
Probably not.
No?
I'm done with Pokopia. No. I like Pokopia too much. I'm freaking out now. My brain's like, this is too much. Let me just lose my mind to Slay the Spire. I will go back to it eventually.
I don't know what the context is, but you were saying lingonberry.
Yeah, that's instead of cranberry. It's lingonberry. That's what
Gotcha.
they got over there.
Lingonberry.
Lingonberry. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw somebody
got
post a
Sweden.
picture of a cashew fruit yesterday or this morning online.
fruit.
Yeah. It's a cashew fruit. I used to eat them all the time when I lived in Nigeria. Loved
Do they have
fruit.
cashews? Are they from
Like
the tree?
stem, I believe, is like a cashew.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah. Oh, they're good. They're juicy. They're real
Nice.
good.
Okay.
Like
Pikachu's balls.
yeah, oh my god, I thought we were away from this guy.
Come on. Come on.
Here's my thing, right? I really wanted to get into Pokopia. I got swept away by some other games, and I think I've missed the Pokopia wave for me. That said, there's this game called Tamagotchi Life, Roger. That might
You playing the
take
demo?
over- I played the demo.
Yeah?
Oh, that's a game right there. That might be the one for me.
Yeah?
I made Janet Garcia.
Wow.
And it looks so accurate to Janet
Hell
Garcia.
yeah.
It's great. They got a Street Dancing 101 DVD in there.
Yeah, they
but
do.
like it's locked in the demo. So that's why I want the full game so I can give myself the Street Dancing 101 CD.
I love that.
Yeah, but I'm in.
Maybe
So
in the
goofy.
maybe in the preview. I already did that for you.
Oh yeah? Greg said he did that for me too.
Oh,
So all you guys just know me for dancing.
that's crazy.
I saw a clip of somebody who made Jesus. And then you can give people specific like vocal like things they say before or after sentences, and at the end of every sentence he'll say amen. And I was like, I gotta get this game, bro.
That's pretty sick.
I want to make my own.
That's pretty sick.
I wanna
Yeah,
make my
Lance
own.
is deep in the demo. I'm excited,
Really
y'all.
cool. Story number 5. InZOI. Remember InZOI?
Yeah, I do remember InZOI.
InZOI boss made his quote untalented son play the successful life sim to quote learn game development as he did not have the talent for it. I'm reading from Ashley Bardhan at Games Radar. You're clapping?
It's incredible. It's an incredible story. This is awesome.
InZOI studio lead Hyungjun Kim is in charge of one of the most promising vivid life simulation games on the market. InZOI went into early access in 2025, but he is unable to simulate affection for his son, who apparently did not have the talent for the craft of game development. Games Radar Plus recently attended a Q&A session at developer Krafton's office in Seoul, where Kim explains more. After being asked what motivated him to create a life sim like InZOI, Kim talks about playing The Sims with his son, who he presumably loves.
That's good.
He's mentioned the story before while tallying up the reasons for making a pocket-sized ecosystem like InZOI. His son wondered why there weren't more life sims for him and his dad to play together, so Kim obliged by creating one. Quote, kept asking me about The Sims and said he wanted to be a developer himself, Kim recalls, but he did not have the talent for it. He's much bigger than me, Kim continues. He's all grown up, and yet the InZOI lead admits, quote, I worry about him these days. Quote, I don't know why he seems so untalented, but I thought maybe if he just played some InZOI, he might learn game development, end quote. And you know, he did. Kim says his son now works on mods for InZOI.
Oh, wow.
That's
You
where I
couldn't
come-
even get him on the team. Okay, that's nice.
He was like, you can work on the mods.
You
We're
work on
not-
the fuck
we're
ass
not bringing
mods.
your own
Yeah,
content.
exactly.
You're
You're
the
not touching that shit.
I saw this article yesterday. I read it and I was like, we need to talk about this.
But I thought maybe if he just played some InZOI, he might learn game development. Yep, that's how you learn it. that's how you learn InZOI. Yeah, game development. You play InZOI, a game that has a ton of generative AI in it. Yep.
Somebody said this is the opposite of Nepo. That's
Exactly.
hilarious. But also like, damn, you know, like cut the guy some slack. You know what I mean?
Cut him some fucking slack. Have you ever seen the video of Miyazaki attending his son's movie premiere?
No.
It's an incredible clip and like the worst parent of all time, where he watches his son's a grown-ass adult who made an incredible, not incredible, but like not as good as Miyazaki's movies, but a fucking good-ass, animated movie. And like halfway through the movie, Miyazaki just leaves. And he's just like, it's like camera crew and everything. They're like, this movie sucks. Like he's smoking a cigarette.
Sometimes as a parent,
sucks.
you got to show some tough love. All right? Yo, maybe in the defense of Mr. Kim here, like, hey, what if the kid's untalented?
But here's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. You need to play InZOI, and then you learn how to make video games.
Miyazaki's a weird case because they're both public figures. They both make art and all this stuff, what have you. Who is this person? The Hyungjun Kim's son is a private person who is like not out there and shit. And he's just like throwing all of this shit out into the world. Like everybody needs to know how disappointed he is in his son.
And maybe he's
to that child or to that son. I'm sorry.
Here's the, we don't know how,
and maybe he's a huge fan of Kind of Funny Games Daily.
because he could be 20.
We're just ridiculing
we have a big
him right
audience in South Korea. Well,
You never know.
What if the son is like? Here's the thing, right? What if he's like 28 years old, lives in the basement, smokes weed every day, doesn't have a job? You know what I mean? Son, do something.
Yeah.
Do something.
Do
you know what I
something.
mean? And he's over here like, I want to get into game development. It's like you didn't apply for the college.
But what
Here,
if he
play some
says?
InZOI.
What if he says he's all grown up and he's like 15? You know what I mean? He's just like he's just
a
kid.
13-year-old
Yeah,
kid.
exactly. He's like he's taller than me. It's like that doesn't mean much. Like you know what I mean? Kids can sprout up when they're like 14, 15. Like it doesn't really matter.
I'm sure if we got like the actual, I don't know. Like, this is a tough thing to contextualize, but I'm sure if we got here, Mr. Kim, come through. I don't know why I call him Mr. Kim, but come through. Let's have an interview because I want to learn more.
About
Aaron
your
Lime
son
sends a super chat and says, "What if the kid has bad vibes?" And honestly, I didn't think about that. That's on me.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe.
Give him
Maybe.
some time. He'll figure it out.
Here's the thing, right? Because our audience, and a lot of y'all are American. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all are Western. I got Nigerian parents. They also were very tough on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you grew up with like the first generation, you might have some parents. You might be able to relate a little bit to, to Mr. Kim's son here. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, my parents didn't show me or my parents showed me tough love. Is what I'm saying. Sometimes. And look at
you. You deserved it.
Yeah, it works.
You're smoking weed in the basement.
You had
need
bad
to play
vibes as a
InZOI.
kid. Now
You
you
need to
don't.
play InZOI.
My parents kicked me out as soon as I graduated college. They were like, my mom didn't even give me a warning. She moved to Nigeria and was like, hey, I'm selling the house in a week. And I was like, what? I gotta figure out where to live. And that's not a lie. That's not a joke. I'm dead ass serious.
I know you
That's
are.
how it happened.
And that's what makes it
I was
funnier.
like, I gotta figure out where to live. I gotta get a job. But Roger, getting a job was a big task. For
It
me
was, dude.
at
It
the
was.
age of 20.
Jesus.
But if I wanted something small, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
You go to our last story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Story number 6, We News. Like we mentioned at the top of the show tonight, a new episode of actually launches on dropout.tv at 4 p.m. Pacific time. It features me, features Andy, and features the one and only Alana Pierce. Woo! Go check out that episode. Hype up the episode. Even if you don't watch it, give it a repost.
Give
on
it some
Blue Sky.
engagement.
Give it some engagement. I
Like
want this
it.
one to blow up. I want to come back on the show.
Yeah.
So make sure to show this episode a lot of love. From VGC, Nintendo has added a new update for Mario Kart World, which adds a new mode and makes numerous other tweaks. The main addition here is Bob-omb Blast, a battle mode which previously featured in Mario Kart Double Dash and was later added to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Zero Parades for Dead Spies launches May 21st on PC.
I was pissed that you picked that up in Fantasy Critic. I just noticed it.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I mean, but it's a gamble though.
I don't think so.
It is a gamble because it's not the same people.
That
who
demo,
made-
people really like that demo, though.
Oh, they did?
People really
That's what I
like
like
that
to
demo.
hear.
You're fucking, yeah. I thought I was
See-
going to sneaky and pick that up.
It's the same studio. I'm sure like a lot of
It's the
people,
same studio
a lot of the people that
name.
worked on the previous game are working on this game. Not everybody. Not everybody, but it's still some talent there.
88.
You think it's going to be an 88?
88.
What was Disco Elysium on Metacritic?
I'm sure more.
I don't think this will hit Disco Elysium numbers, but
Yeah, that's where the ceiling
You know
is
what
at,
we all
right?
fucked up on?
What's that?
Esoteric Ebb.
we did fuck up on S. See, here's the thing. I kept saying
I stand by it.
We talked about it on a Gamescast like the week before it came out too, and I was like, oh fuck.
92 is Disco
92
Elysium. The
is
director's,
Disco Elysium.
actually, no, I think it's just the main one.
Somebody says that's wrong, plus a lot of people left. Like 4 different teams were made. Okay, fair enough.
So it is, to me that was a gamble. I thought about it.
Now say the name of that game again,
Esoteric.
because I was saying
Ebb.
Esoteric Ebb, and they were tearing my ass up in the comments. Is it esoteric ebb? I believe is what it's.
No, let's stick to our guns here. Esoteric.
Esoteric ebb. All right, we're doing.
You know what
Fuck
I mean?
the comments.
They're not speaking. You are speaking. You know what I mean? Like,
You're just mean in there sometimes.
yeah, I know, right?
I think I stopped. I
make your
stopped reading them for so long, and then I felt safe to start reading them, and now I gotta stop it again.
No,
They're
stop.
really
Just
stop
mean
it again.
sometimes.
Just
Just
stop
how
it
about
again.
this? Next podcast you and I do, just turn off the chat. You know what I mean? Just do it.
I'm down for that.
I
Yeah.
love that,
You're
bro.
wrong.
You know what I mean? You're in
Crazy.
timeout. Y'all are in timeout.
Y'all are
Being
in
mean to
timeout.
Blessing.
Yeah, stop being mean.
He just loves Bill Burr.
He just loves Bill Burr and wants to play Esoteric Ebb.
And listen to Lizzo, okay? He's done nothing wrong.
Darksiders War Master Edition coming to PS5, Xbox, and on May 19th. Rec Room is shutting down after nearly a decade, which is kind of crazy, actually. The Day I Became a Bird launches April 16th on PS5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Join Frank, an awkward young boy, as he discovers newfound feelings for his classmate Sylvia, who only has eyes for birds. Explore, collect, and solve puzzles as Frank attempts to catch her attention with a homespun feathery transformation in this warm and nostalgic return to childhood.
Bro, next week I'm going to turn around. I'm going to see Greg Miller playing Starfield and then this.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, what is this? Oh, yeah, we talked about
I saw the trailer for this and I was like, I like the art style here.
I like
It's a little puzzly.
Yeah, I like it. It looks like a children's book, like a children's book. I like the big ass heads. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that art style. We don't talk about that enough.
And then last one, Dispatch has now sold 4 million copies globally.
Wow.
And that is it for Wii News. Round of applause. Thank you,
You
Rob.
did it, everybody.
Thank you. Let's knock out some super chats real quick.
Yeah.
Kyle LaBouffe says, hard to take Crafton seriously when they're running a losing legal battle driven by ChatGPT versus Subnautica. Hell yeah. CJ Splitson says, fit is clean today, bless. Thank you so much. Shout out. Got this shirt sent by Sega.
Yeah.
It's my Jet Set Radio shirt.
What about mine?
You know, you don't talk about Sonic enough.
What about my fit? The blue
You
shirt.
don't talk about Sega
The
enough.
boxy fit.
Oh, you're saying they should compliment your fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, compliment Roger's fit. I think you need some kind of like accessory though. I think you need.
I was gonna cry. I was gonna fully do it, and then I heard Barrett laughing.
It was so good. It was so good.
Thunder Boy says, has Bless played Jet Set? Yes, I played Jet Set Radio Future.
Wow, but not
Fake
the
fan,
original.
fake fan.
I played
Take
some.
that shirt off
Take
right now.
it off.
Take it off.
No, I played some of the original Jet Set. But like Jet Set Radio Future was my first foray in. That was my next door neighbor Freddie. He had the Xbox. Let me tell you, Freddie put me on so many games on Xbox as a kid. But like Jet Set Radio Future, oh my god, I didn't realize that I didn't know video games could be like that. It was hard to go back home to my PS2 after playing Jet Set Radio Future.
Barnell in chat said, Roger looks like my uncle. Didn't realize you had a sexy ass uncle.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Wow, what's that number? OMGLX writes in and says, my dear KFBFs, please remind your more gullible friends and olds that news veracity is under siege for the next 48 hours.
So
it's
true.
that time of year. Yeah, tomorrow is April Fool's Day.
And Leanne's birthday, everybody. Go wish her birthday.
Oh, wow.
That's real. That's real news, everybody.
Aaron Line writes in and says, the last video game crash was like this. We aren't playing games because we're not playing all the games. Too many games are being made but not supported, and it's only being accelerated by Roblox/Fortnite eating attention/money. I agree, and I'll even add to the list like TikTok and other
Yeah.
YouTube. Like,
Also, our pockets. We just got no money.
yeah.
No one got money.
Yeah. Silver J. Hawkins says, the only 3 old white people we can trust is Fred Roger, Bob Ross, and Mel Brooks. Here's the thing, Silver.
We got a lot to talk about.
Here's the thing, right?
I'm sure I'm sure something happened.
I thought the same thing about Bob Barker a week ago.
Oh, really?
And then I learned about Bob Barker.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't want to learn about it.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
What happened?
We talked about it already on KHD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Here's the thing, right? Just don't idolize celebrities. That's really what it comes down to. Not that I ever idolized Bob Barker. I never idolized.
I idolized Fred
Honestly,
Rogers.
Here's the thing. I don't even think I thought about Bob Barker for 20 years.
No, yeah.
But he
I
was
agree.
like, when I was a kid and watched so much Price is Right, I'm like, oh yeah. You think back and it's like that's comfort food.
Yeah,
when I think back to
exactly.
my childhood, and now I know.
I don't want to know.
Now I
I don't
know.
want to know.
Um,
I'll learn about this later.
I think
Off
that-
air. Fred Rogers is the goat. Okay, good.
We only have one more. Resolute writes in and says, another step closer to Kingdom Hearts and Fortnite. We'll take anything. R.I.P. Missing Link, our beloved prince.
I mean, eventually we'll get it.
Yeah, we'll give Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, and then Fortnite collaboration.
Let's hop into kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. Rewrite in, let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube, listening later on podcast services around the globe. No. Don't piss me off. And then, sure. Kebabs writes in and says, missed Wii news. The music from Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0 update has been added to Nintendo Music. And that is it for You're Wrong.
Oh, Jesus. I looked
Um,
up the Bob Barker stuff.
oh, man. You shouldn't have done it.
Oof.
Shouldn't have done it.
Oof.
We have a lot more shows left for you for the remainder of the day. Right after this, we're doing Gamescast, which is us looking at every game coming out in April. And then you just dabbed.
I just dabbed. I don't know. I just felt it. Energy.
He has energy
I
today.
have energy today,
This is-
everybody.
he's
I'm
talking-
wacky. I'm your wacky uncle.
Yeah, everybody. My wacky uncle loves talking about Pikachu's balls and eating them. Whoa.
Whoa.
And then after that, we have. Ooh, I thought I memorized it. Is it Kind of Funny podcast?
It is kind of
Yeah, we're gonna fix kind of funny.
We're gonna fix Kind of Funny, and then after that, we're doing a Super Meat Boy 3D race.
Oh, I'm gonna beat your guys' asses.
Of course, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. If you love what we do, support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows free and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next and everything after. But until next time, Game Daily.